The sun went dead on the fallback flash. Sky looked burned out, old and mean. Folks been saying that sun done died, left this land bare boned and lean. My boots still wet with someone's trouble. My jacket smell like smoke and sin. Preacher hollered once, boy, hell wants you. But I reckon hell gave up again. I stepped straight into the sunless pocket, cool as shade on a winter gray. Every life it came crawling back, whisper names I ain't proud I gave. Step into the shade, like judgment speaking. For my guilt takes shape. I said, Lord, if you're listening tonight, I ain't asking mercy, just show me my way. And that dead black sun lit up when I walked unlit, like it'd been waiting on a sinner with a spine like mine. Flared blood red, wild over every wrong I did. Made my shadow stretch long as a fence line lie. Even dying suns rise for a man who won't quit. Ain't no holy dawn, I'll be my own light and strike it. Wild love, crooked gospel. Had a woman once with whiskey eyes, kissed like a knife slid, clean and slow. She told me, baby, you taste like power, but power breaks everything you hold. We burned a Bible page for heat, left as the flame lit up our hate. Next morning she whispered, you want a throne, but you ain't ready for the weight of ghost steel drums in my ribcage nightly, scratching truth where I can't reach. I set my gun down, cut my palm open, said this hurts my sermon, let it preach. Barking in the dark, he's like rust and thunder. Two breaths shook the ground beneath. I growled, son, you ain't my savior, you're just showing what's left of me. My shadow, my crown. My shadow, my crown. That dead black sun lit up when I walked unlit, painted fire on wounds I buried deep. If the heavens judge man by how they rise, then my rise is rough, but it's mine to keep. Even dying suns bow low when I don't flinch. Even hell steps back when I don't slip. Cause if ruins rise from my stands, then stance is my damn crown. Now wear it in the dark I walk in. Sundown found me wandering the old boneyard, boots dragging through dirt soft as guilt. Gravestones lean like tired old sinners, Names half carved, half washed, half spilled. A sheep-bone lantern hung from a dead cedar branch, braided through with someone's long-lost hair. Hollow inside, no heart, no flame, just cold wind humming through its empty chair. I touched it once, felt my old scar split. Blood warm as memory slid down slow. I whispered, damn, you again, like I recognized what I didn't wanna know. One drop fell, another followed after, and that hollow bone lantern shook like it heard my past gather. Then a green flame kicked awake like it'd been dying to rise, lit every bruise I buried deep behind my eyes. Didn't judge me, didn't damn me, just stood there burning steady at my side. Yeah, the past burns bright for the man who carries it forward, and I reckon I've been carrying mine my whole damn life. Wild love ain't crooked gospel, mean as mercy. Kiss like thunder, pray like sin. She stole my name, kept my bullets, and carved a promise clean into my skin. We fought God together in some motel room, sharing blood like vows we couldn't keep. She told me, baby, you ain't wicked, you're just too scared to dig that deep. But she left one night with the wind at her back, took my Bible, left the rosary chain. Now that cross hangs cold in my inner cold, clinking soft every time I say her name. I held it tight till my knuckles whitened, pressed it till the lantern's ghost blue glow. Said, if you're listening, Lord, I ain't asking clean, just let me see the truth I owe. Confession by fire. Lantern flickered while I leaned in, heard a voice from somewhere deep inside me say, son, you ain't running from sin, you're running from being forgiven. And that green flame burned hotter with every breath I spill, showing scars I hid, graves I never feel. Didn't shame me, didn't spare me, just lit the road I've been too proud to will. Yeah, the past burns bright for the man who carries it forward, and I ain't dropping mine, I walk it toward the storm. So I hold that bone lantern out in front of me now, glowing wild like a truth that finally spoke. I ain't praying for a light alone tonight, just legs strong enough to walk with what broke. I walk that canyon where the wind keeps names, dragging 1,000-year breaths through stone. Air tasted old like bone and thunder, like every sin I thought I'd outgrown. Rocks stood tall like Judgment Tower, shadows long as the lies I kept. I muttered one truth under my breath, quiet as guilt, I ain't finished yet. Just one small whisper, meant for no one, a half confession, rough and thin. Then the gray wind stopped, like it heard God call, held its breath, then gave mine back again. It echoed louder, shook my chest clean through. Like the wind said, boy, the world listens when you finally do. The world speaks true. And the gray went through my whisper back strong, like it knew I've been swallowing truth too long. Didn't mock me, didn't judge my scars, just carried my words up past the canyon stars. Yeah, the world speaks loud for the man who speaks true, and I reckon I've been hiding mine from view.
Wild love, crooked ghost means wild holy. Kiss like wildfire, eyes like a sermon. She told me, baby, silence will eat you alive. Your truth ain't for keeping, it's for burning. We fought more nights than we ever kissed, left bruises shaped like promises broke. She left me a ribbon and a silver lip mirror, said when you're ready, speak what you never spoke. That mirror's cold now, cracked down the middle, showing two men I used to be. I held it up to the grave winds howl, asked which one's still worth saving, him or me.
Whoa, wind tossed dust across my boots like ashes, whispered a voice through the canyon's throat. Truth don't heal easy, but it's the only road.
The wind leaned close, felt like a hand on my back. I said, alright, no running, no more holding back.
What I finally said, and the grave wind heard my whisper to the sky. Biggest thunder, sharp as a goodbye. Didn't ask permission, didn't show shame, just called my truth in the canyon like a holy flame. Cause the world speaks loud for the man who speaks true, and I'm done hiding what I always knew. Ooh.
I walk out slow with the wind at my heel, carrying no secrets, only what's real. Lying, looking for mercy, I'm just learning what's due, and speaking quiet things the world already knew.
You stepped into that war-broke temple, roof half gone, wind colder than a grave. The last torch stood there dead and hollow, like a promise no one bothered to save. Snow ash fell through the broken rafters, landing soft on your shoulders and cold. Your breath shook like a man half dying, still dragging weights he never rode. You laid your hand on the iron handle, skin colder than the metal itself. Didn't pray, didn't whisper your fears, you just stood there, being honest with yourself.
The dark asked you, what'll you surrender, boy? Tried to pry your secrets loose, you answered quiet, steady fear, not hope. Never hope.
Fire rises, rises, fire rises, fire rises, fire rises. Torch burst alive in white, burning pure like the first soul claw from night. Didn't light for saints, didn't light for prayer. It lit because you stood and dropped your fear right there.
Fire rises for the man who drops fear, not dreams. And you've been holding dreams together by torn up seams.
Wild love, crooked faith.
There was a woman once, sharp as winter, kiss like fire, temper like a storm-bit sky. She told you, baby, hope ain't no wish, it's the thing you refuse to let die. Y'all bled through towns made of bad decisions, fought demons with whiskey, truth and lies. She held your face once and warned, fear will turn you blind, and love ain't kind of blind eyes.
She left you a silver matchbox, one spark inside it left unstruck. You carried it like a second heartbeat, waiting on a moment worth of love. Tonight that torch flared white as heaven, the matchbox burned warm in your chest. You whispered to the flame, girl, I finally did what you said best.
The fire leaned close, listening for your truth. You said low, I ain't dropping dreams, just fear. That's the proof.
Fire rises, fire, hey, oh, fire rises, fire rises, fire rockets for the man who drops fear, not dreams. And the world shifts quiet when he finally redeems the part of himself he thought long gone. Standing alone, but standing strong.
You walked out slow, new flame burning behind you, wide and wild. You ain't seeking heaven, just walking unafraid. And sometimes the last torch waits centuries for a fearless child.
Sky was purple like a bruise on God's shoulder, wind cutting thin as a preacher's lie. White crows circling, bones made of frost, looking for lost souls too tired to try. Folks said this road led nowhere, just dust, death, and a long damn night. But I kept walking, boots dragging slow. Ain't no map, choose my fight. Crows dip low, wings whispering ash, settling soft by each side of me. Silent as ghosts, steady as judgment, like they knew I'm trying to be the test. The wind asked me, boy, you still holding to this road? I answered with a breath shaky, but carved from stone. protects the man who protects his road. Yeah, even fate bows off to the will he shows. I once loved a woman carved from wildfire, hair smelling like smoke, eyes sharp as flint. She told me, baby, men ain't judged by miles, they're judged by the dirt, they never quit. We rode through towns that hated sinners, slept under storms that hated breath. She held my face once, whispered, your road will kill you, believing it'll kill the rest. She gave me a small bone talisman, said the crows would know my soul. I wear it still right by my heartbeat, keeps the fear from taking control. Tonight them crows saw it gleam and bowed like guards to a half-lost king. One whispered through the wind, walk it true, we'll handle everything. My answer, I stopped and said, road, I ain't quitting you tonight. Voice low, bare, but right. The matter bad bows for the stubborn, and the white crows march like a holy line, guarding steps that used to feel like mine. Didn't bless me, didn't break my load, just swore their wings to the man who keeps his road. Destiny protects the man who protects his road. Ain't about heaven, ain't about being old. If the world won't light the path I chose, I walk it blind till my shadow glows. I moved on slow, with the crows moving too. Night colder, but somehow true. I ain't seeking praise, just walking what I know. And sometimes destiny guards back the man who won't let go. High above the canyon, two mountains split the sky, and stretched between them lightning's rusted spine. A sky harp made of thunder wires hung so long folks forgot the crime. Storm cracked nightly across some strings, but they never sang, not once, not yet. Only silence burned through the valley floor like a warning hadn't heard just said. He walked beneath its shoulders, shaking hands, still trembling from a fear unnamed. Dust kicked up around his boots like the earth itself felt ashamed. Stay or run. The storm asked him, boy, you run again. And them thunder strings started humming for him, low at first, then loud like a survivor's hymn. Didn't sing for saints, didn't sing for calm, just rose in a roar for the man who stayed when the world said to run.
Courage sings for the man who stays, and he'd been staying through storms half his days. He once loved a woman born in the wildfire, eyes like sparks, voice like rain on steel. She told him, baby, courage ain't loud, it's a shake in your bones you learn to still.
They fought like lightning, breaking trees, scarred each other deeper than fate. One night she whispered, if you keep running, you'll outrun the man you're meant to face. She left him a Thunderbird pendant, metal warm from all her storms. He wore it tonight near his breaking chest, trying to feel brave in a world without forms. The lightning flickered across the charm, and he heard her voice in the thunder's hum. Stay, boy, just this once, see what you become. Stand in the boat. He raised his head, let the fear hit clean. Said low, I ain't running no more, let the sky see what I mean.
And that sky harp screamed alive above him, every wire glowing blue like fire. Didn't grant him peace, didn't crown him chosen, just sang the truth he'd carried through the mire.
Courage sings for the man who stays,
For the bruised, the stubborn, the soul that blaze.
and if thunder wants a name to praise, it'll carve his into the canyon haze.
He walked on slow beneath that holy noise, storm behind him, silence full of choice. He ain't seeking glory, just learning his ways. And sometimes the sky sings first for the man who stays.
I hit that long forgotten trail round us, sky burned copper, breath heavy as sin. Wind kicked grit across my boots like the desert trying to carve its name in my skin. Hundreds of stone soldiers line them path, helmets cracked, spears frozen mid-rise. Old curse said and one touched them, turned to dust before they realized. But I walked straight through that stony guard, lungs burning like the end of a long to test me. Whisper low, you sure you're the man you claim? I answer with my boots, steady, stubborn. No tremble, no shame. Even legends bow, and those stone soldiers dropped to one knee for me. Dust cracking off them like a ghost set free. Didn't rise to worship, didn't rise to want, just bowed as if even legends kneel for the man riding his own. Yeah, even legends bow for the man riding his own. And I've been chiseling mine from blood and bone.
There was a woman once, fierce as a wildfire, kissed like a dare and cut like a vow. She said, baby, the world don't honor cowards. Write your story and write it now. We fought in alleys, laughed in ruins, danced on graves we didn't dig. She told me if you stand for nothing, you'll die small when you should have died big.
She left me a charm shaped like a sword tip, silver dull from too much pain. I wore it against my chest tonight as a stone army bowed in the fading flame. I muttered soft through the dust and echo,
Girl, you were right, I ain't running no more.
felt the weight of a word sharpen my spine, truth hitting hard like a slamming door.
The way down,
Statues lean close,
listening for the man I became.
I said low.
I'm writing it honest.
No excuses, no claim. And that stone army bowed deep around me, dust rising soft like a half-broken plea. Didn't call me chosen, didn't make me right, just marked my stride with a vow made of shattered light.
Even legends bow for the man writing his own, for the scarred, the stubborn, the never overthrown. And if the world won't carve my name in stone, I'll carve it myself as I walk on alone.
I stepped through that ancient guard slow, breath ragged but spirit ready to grow. I ain't chasing glory, I'm building my throne. And sometimes the statues bow first to the man who stands alone. I came in under a half-dead roof, wind whistling through holes like broken hymns. No priest, no choir, no pews worth sitting, just dust, ghosts, and forgotten sins. Moonlight cracked through busted rafters, drawing lines across my blood-stained hands. Mud on my knuckles, dried red on my cuffs. Story I carry nobody understands. I stood dead center in the chapel's ribs, boots grinding gravel where the altar fell. Had a word stuck deep in the back of my throat, too heavy to whisper, too honest to yell. The echo, the echo. Before I spoke, the whole damn place breathed in like it knew my hurt. Then a voice rolled out the shattered walls, my own thought, spoken by the dirt. The world forgives. First spoke the truth, I hid like a half-field curse. Didn't ask me nothing, didn't judge my soul. Just held my burden like it already knew the weight I hold. Yeah, the world forgives the man who confronts himself, even if he walks in covered in blood no one else felt.
I once loved a woman tough as tinder, eyes like storms you don't outrun. She said, baby, truth will blister your tongue, but lies will rot you piece by piece, one by one. We fought in motels and prayed in alleys, drank cheap whiskey over cleaner sins. She left me a scripture page folded twice, written, confess to yourself, not to them.
I pulled that page from my jacket now. It just burned from all I've been through. Held it up in that broken chapel and whispered, girl, maybe tonight I do. The wind curls soft around my boots, warm for once instead of cold. Felt like someone somewhere listened, not to judge, but to let me unfold.
Fair enough. I let that page drop to the floor, watched it settle like a tired breath. Said low, I ain't looking to be saved, just done lying to my own chest.
The man who faces his own ghost in the ruined chapel echo back again, carving truth in the air like a wounded hymn. Didn't bless me, didn't cleanse my past, just made space for the man I'm finally letting last.
The world forgives the man who confronts himself, not the holy, not the pure, but the battered and real. And if I gotta bleed out what I've been hiding, then let these walls be the first to feel.
I walked out slow through the busted door frame. Night colder, but somehow not the same. I ain't searching for heaven, just truth I can hold. And sometimes a ruined chapel speaks the words you're scared to unfold. Slicing through your coat like a jealous blade. No moon, no hope, no north to lean on. Just the kind of dark where old debts get paid. Ground cracked dry under your boots like bones arguing beneath the sand. Every mile whispered, turn around boy, but you kept moving with empty hands. Didn't light no fire, didn't call no name, didn't ask the sky for a sign or grace. Just breathe slow like a man who knows the only way out is through the place you fade. The dark lane close, asked you low, you sure you belong in a place like me? You answered with your boots, not your voice, just kept stepping, slow and free. Your darkness brightens eyes. Darkness brightens, brightening who walks without asking. And the stars came back one by one for you. Sparks stitching silver where the night tore through. Didn't shine for mercy, didn't shine for plea, just lined the road for the man who walks without asking anything. Darkness brightens for the man who walks without asking. Darkness brightens for the man who walks without asking. Darkness brightens for the man who walks without asking. And you've been walking that way since your whole world cracked in.
There was a woman once, half sin, half sunrise. Kissed like redemption, hurt like fate. She told you, baby, stars ain't wishes, they're reminders of the road you made. You fought her love like a wounded outlaw, ran from the truth she saw too clear. One night she whispered when you stopped asking, that's when your real soul appeared.
She left you a silver charm, just a tiny moon carved in its pain. You wore around your neck tonight, letting it rest against your vein. The wind caught it, rang it once, like a bell toll calling you on. You muttered, girl, I ain't fixed yet, but I'm still walking, still moving strong.
Steady in the black, my pressed down like an iron truth. But you didn't break, didn't fold or sway. Said low, if something wants me, it can meet me in the steps I made.
And the moonless, darkless silver at your feet, stars falling in line like soldiers in retreat. Didn't choose you for purity, hell, not even right. Just recognize a soul that walks straight through the night. Darkness brightens for the man who walks without asking. Darkness brightens for the man who walks without asking. For the bruised, the stubborn, the unmasking. And if the sky won't guide you, you'll carve its light by the way you keep passing. Sometimes the dog lights up for the man who walks right. Out past the ghost range, where the sun hits cruel, lay a riverbed crack like an old man's rule. Rocks clattered empty, cold as confession, mud dried stiff as a forgotten lesson. Folks in town said the river was dead, a hollow mouth where prayers lost their thread. No rain touched it, no storm did try, just silence sitting where water used to lie. Then he stepped down slow into that bone-dry vein, boots crushing mud like brittle regret. His breath was steady, stubborn, strained, like a man who ain't done losing yet. Dust and will, dust rose up around his stride, asking him soft, still walking, boy. He answered back without a word, just kept moving like motion was his only joy. And down in water didn't rise behind him, flowing from the shadow his body made. Not rain, not miracle, just the river remembering how strength is paid. It rushed after him, chasing his steps, filling the hollow like it owed a debt. Strength flows for the man who keeps moving, even when the world says stop and forget.
Wild love, heavy truth. He once loved a woman sharp as wind, her eyes like trouble, lips like sin. She told him, baby, your heart's a river, but you keep damming it shut within. They fought for fire in motel shadows, left bruises shaped like half-spilled grace. One night she whispered, if you don't move forward, you'll drown standing still in your own place. She left him a rosary and a torn-up note, ink smudged with things she couldn't forgive. He kept it folding near his throat, as if carrying regret could teach him how to live. Now as that river rose behind him strong, he muttered soft as a prayer gone wrong. Girl, I'm moving like you begged me to. Ain't holy, ain't healed, but I ain't through.
The tiff closed, licking at his heels, asking him quiet,
You sure you're ready?
He answered, ready ain't a thing I feel, but walking is all I've ever been steady. The man who moves the meadow river rose full as thunder, following him like it feared he'd fade. Didn't crown him holy, didn't wash him clean, just mirrored his grit till the dirt felt brave. Strength flows for the man who keeps moving, for the bruised, the scarred, the soul proven. And if the world won't give him a tide to ride, he'll carve a river with nothing but his stride. Nothing but his stride. With nothing but his stride. With nothing but his stride.
He walked on slow, the water humming near, carrying old ghosts, shedding old fear. He ain't hunting peace, he's learning how it's earned, and some rivers only flow for the man who never turned.
You never always flow. You never always flow. I came down that Ashley trail around sundown. He's still licking off the rocks like a devil's grin. Dust taste it burn, smell like old sins cooking, like the kind you carry but never let in. There it stood, a scorched idol, black as night, charred from crown to the fractured base. Ash drifted off its shoulder slow, falling cold as snow on a prisoner's face. Oh, folks say you step too close, your chest tightens with the way you hid. But I crossed straight through the curse that I have, boots steady, no flinch, no skid. Didn't bow my head, didn't whisper a plea, didn't offer a prayer to buy my stay. I just kept walking, quiet as bone, like a man who ain't kneeling for nothing today. Unbowed, quivered in the searing dust, ash trembling like I knew my name. but I didn't slow, 'cause power's got a feel for men who don't play the holy game. And that scorched I don't lowered its head for me. Ash spilling down a blackened halo ring. Didn't bless me, didn't curse my soul, just bowed real slow. Like power bands for a man who kneels to nothing. Yeah, power bands for the man who kneels to none. And I've been standing tall since the day I come undone.
Outlaw, crooked gospel with fire in her veins. Laugh like thunder, light like smoke. She held a blade to my throat one night and whispered, "Baby, strength ain't something you invoke." We lit a Bible page on my hands, traded sins like gamblers trade cards. She told me you bow to nothing, and that's why heaven hits you hard. When she left, she took my lighter and half the man I thought I was, but she left a ring on the Motel 6. Said, "Wear this when you learn what standing does."
Now that ring sits cold inside my vest, carving a circle on my chest each mile. I touched it when the idol shook ground. Girl, I'm standing, haven't knelt in a while. The air pressed in like judgment's grip, but I held my ground through the heat and dust. Muttered low, if faith wants me, it'll meet me standing, 'cause bowing ain't a language I trust. Oh, and that scorched I'll bow deeper than before. Ash pouring down like a broken oath on the floor. Didn't claim me holy, didn't fix what's torn, just recognized the shape. That scars don't want. Power bands for the man who kneels to none. For the scars are stubborn, the undone. And if the gods want truth, they better stand back. I'll give them some. I walked on slow through the burning air, no prayer spoken, no soul laid bare. I ain't looking for mercy, just standing in my own skin. And sometimes power bows first to the man who won't bend. That cracked up temple near sundown. The roof split open like a wounded sky. Dust hung thick, smelling of old prayers. The kind folks whisper, then bury to die. In the center stood a stone seraph statue, blindfolded with ash wrap bands. Arms outstretched like forgotten mercy, wings chipped down to jagged strands. I walk quiet, boots echoing soft, heart beating slow like a rusted bell. Lay my hand on his chest, felt cold stone tremble, same way mine did when I slipped through hell. Not for forgiveness, not for favor, I just stood there bare and raw. Murmured ain't faking holiness, angel, what you see is what I'm made of, flaws and all. Burn the blindfold, burn the blindfold. The band of ash caught fire on its own. soft blue flame, then a whisper like a shaking bone. Heaven sees, heaven sees, and that blind seraph opened its eyes to me. Saw every bruise I hid, every wound I keep. Didn't judge me, didn't flinch or flee, just nodded once like heaven sees the man who don't pretend to be clean. Heaven sees the man who doesn't fake holiness, and I ain't worn a mask since the night I broke to pieces.
I loved a woman once, sharp, wild, dangerous, kissed like a scripture set on fire. She told me, baby, you're honest in the hurt, but you're lying when you call yourself a liar. We carved our sins on motel doors, left blood in places saints ain't tread. One night she whispered, if you want redemption, quit hiding the parts of you already dead. She left me a locket with half a picture mirror inside that cracked with time. I opened it under that stone seraph, saw a face that ain't fully mine. The wind moved through the temple's ribs, howling low like a old refrain. Ain't no heaven blind enough to miss you now when your truth screams louder than your shame.
I pressed my thumb against the locket's edge, cut it open, let a drop fall free. Said, angel, I got no holy left, just the truth of what I came to be. Open seas, heaven sees. And that seraph stare right through my sins, like it saw the man underneath the skin. Didn't lift me up, didn't wipe me clean, just stood taller, as if my bruised soul finally meant something to the unseen. Heaven sees the man who doesn't fake holiness, and I ain't kneeling, ain't hiding, ain't playing innocent. If the sky wants truth, then here I stand, torn open but honest and still.
I walked out slow as the temple breathed, dust falling soft like a final creed. I ain't seeking grace, I'm earning peace my own way. And sometimes heaven only opens its eyes when you stop looking away.
Heaven sees, heaven sees. I crossed that dead land at near nightfall, sanded like needles on burned up skin. Sky was choking on dust and thunder, felt like God turned his face again. Upon a dune stood a busted crucifix, leaning crooked like a drunk with shame. Was so rotten you could hear it groan, each gust threatening to snap its frame. Folks around here call it a curse reminder, say it's where prayers go to spoil and fade. But I stopped right there in the heart of the storm, looked at it quiet, unafraid. I didn't kneel, didn't bow, didn't tremble, just set it down like a man grown rough. Said under breath, I ain't here for mercy, just truth and the guts to hold it tough. Stand first, went out back like something angry. Push that cross to take a fall, but I stayed
redemption hurt like hell. She wore a silver cross on a braided leather. Said, baby, stand true, the world will stand as well. We burned too bright, too wrong, too soon. Left holy words scattered in motel rooms. One night she whispered, you kneel for nothing, not even the truth that's breaking you. Then she left with a prayer I couldn't finish, left me staring at the man I'd been. Now her cross hangs cold inside my coat, pressing hard where I hide my sin. I took it out, held it next to the broken one, but both tremble in the desert storm. Said, Lord, if you're listening, hear me clear. I ain't kneeling, but I ain't running no more. No more running.
Wind slammed once like a tester wheel, dust unsharp across my face. I answer back, if faith don't break for me, then I won't break for faith. And that crucifix rose straighter than before, taller than the prayers folks left at his door. Didn't promise heaven, didn't wash me clean, just showed me the man I've been scared to be. Faith rises for the man who rises first. Whoa. For the stubborn, scarred and soul thirst. Whoa. And if I gotta walk alone to make it true, then let the storm stand witness to what I do. I walked on slow with the wind in my heel, carrying no bow and only what's real. I ain't begging for grace, I'm building my own worth. And sometimes faith just follows a man who stands. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just follows a man who stands. Whoa. You step out where the deadland calls, dust stacking thick on the edge of dawn. Wind taste burnt like old decisions, like every sin you carry too long. Those ash wolves rise from smoking dirt, rib cages hollow as a busted vow. Eyes like dying coals in a fireplace, teeth like truth you ain't ready to mouth. They circle wide knowing that they're hungry enough to chew clean through fate. But you breathe slow, long, tired like a man who's done losing a hate. Stand quiet, stay whole, one wolf growls, another echoes after, like they're asking, you running or you standing? Stranger, you answer under your breath, ain't running years, and I ain't starting tonight. Hung damn if those ash wolves don't lower their head, I can smell the hunger you fight, but never fed. They fall behind you, moving slow, moving steady. Not to tear you open, but to walk where you're heading. Even hunger bows for the man who walks hungry but unbroken. And you've been walking empty, proud but never broken. Wild love and quiet damnation. You had a woman once, all wild and whiskey, kissed like she meant to leave marks behind. She said, baby, you starve yourself on purpose, hoping the Lord sees you suffering and calls it a sign. She lived with your knife and half your hope, let the prayer carve deep in your ribs. Now every wolf's breath reminds you of her words, a man's true hunger ain't for food, it's for forgiveness. You grip your belt like holding a secret, pull your old tin flask from your coat, pour one drop on the ground, a dusty ritual, and whisper for the things I never spoke. A wolf leans close, nose near your hand, like it understood the weight you bled. You murmur, easy boy, I hear here to die, just here to bury the man I was instead. The unsaved, your footsteps sink light, your shadow walks heavy. One wolf huffs almost human, like asking if you're ready. You answer, ready ain't the word, but I'm walking anyway. And the whole ashpack bows low when you move. Quiet as judgment, loyal as a wounded truth. They guard your back like saints made of smoke, like they've chosen your hunger over their own throat. Even hunger bows for the man who walks hungry but unbroken. Even death steps off when your spirit ain't folded. So you lead that pack through the dead land dust, carried in regret, scars, and the vital trust. You don't beg for mercy, you just keep walking slow, till the wolves learn the shade of the soul you owe.